Yo, what's good, YouTube? Y'all don't know me, I'm 5. Yo, we back with another reaction. So. Bro, why this shit looks like it's low? I understand, but there's no NBA games today. Or at least not. Oh, there wasn't no NBA games yesterday. That's what I'm trying to say. But there is everything you need to know about the 2024 NBA playoffs. So,
quite like playoff basketball.
Let's see what the
The
vibe
stakes
is.
are higher, the atmosphere is unmatched.
See what they
certain
talking about.
Players take their play to a completely different level.
Yeah, Jimmy
than we
buckets,
see in
playoff
regular
Jimmy.
season. So today in this video,
And
we are
regular
going
season
to
Jimmy are
review
two different people.
2024 NBA playoffs.
It's like he had a twin
Whether
and he
you've
just
been
switches
too
with
deep
him.
into March Madness, you need an overall refresher from the long
Damn, the nigga.
grueling NBA regular season,
He
or
like,
you're just
he been putting in that
excited
pain.
not get enough NBA playoff content. This
Yo, guys,
is
but
the video for
I know you
you.
peeped the
Here's
cutty though.
need
You
to
know, got the
about
cutty now. Come on, bro.
2024 NBA
This is the type of video you gotta
playoffs.
tell your
Let's
girl
jump
to
in.
click
This
off.
video is
Oh,
brought
this
to
is
you by
my
Underdog
chair's too high.
Fantasy. If you
That's
haven't
right.
heard of it, it's an app that allows you to pick higher or lower on your favorite player.
Let me tell you.
Anyway,
I don't care.
it's the third that the North
But
link is in the
yeah, I got a cutty, bro. Come on, bro. Appreciate it for a minute. This is the type of video, bro, you tell your girl not to watch, bro. The other video you could let her, cause I was going through a rough stretch, like 5 days with no cutty, not like 2
Let's
weeks.
start off in the
We're
Western
back.
Conference.
We're back in the game.
First comment I have is
Okay.
how low.
God damn. Okay, 57. They got the same record. That's crazy. They still didn't end up like #1. I mean, only one could be #1. How did they decide though? Crazy. Timberwolves. Damn, bro. They was one game away from, I guess, competing to being number 1. I guess. Then Clippers. So it's gonna be whoever. The Thunder versus whoever wins from these 2 games. Then Denver versus whoever wins from these 2 games. I mean, from this game. Then Minnesota versus Phoenix. Clippers versus Mavericks. Mavericks got that, I ain't gonna lie. Mavericks are the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers' biggest fear. Everybody knows that.
The West is this year.
No, the West is stacked, bro. What the hell? But LeBron gotta win this year, bro. So everybody can shut the fuck up.
The 8, 9, and 10
this is the most stacked the West has been in like 10 years.
500 respectively as well. For reference, the 8 seed last season, the Minnesota Timberwolves were 42-40. This year,
Wait, what?
For
last year the Timberwolves were 42-40. Hey, wait, what was this year? Damn, bro, you gotta have at least 46 wins to be in this. Shit, crazy.
Last season,
and the Grizzlies were number 2 last year.
42-40. This year, the
It's
Lakers
crazy. Now them niggas are 27 wins, bro. Life comes at you fast.
I was curious to see if this was some type of record, a 10 seed, 10 games above 500, and it is the highest.
Even the 11th seed
history outside of the goal, and it is
even the 11th seed has like over 500.
Outside of the Golden State Warriors this season, were the Seattle Supersonics in 2001. They were 44-38.
Jeez, it's been a minute since then, my boy.
Like 2008, the Warriors were 48-34 and missed the playoffs at the 9th seed. And even the 20.
Yo, 48 and what? I mean, there wasn't no playing because that's also like a thing. Like the Warriors would still miss the playoffs this year, but imagine, bro, bro, that would have gotten you like the 7th seed this year,
and even
or
the
6th seed.
Western Conference when all 8 teams won 50 games or more, but nothing as deep as these 10 seed Warriors. It's safe to say the play-in is going to be extremely fun.
And the play-in is fun, bro.
Incredible.
Because everybody just
they
do actually playing for something. You feel me? It's not like the in-season tournament. Well, the in-season tournament was fun too, but it wasn't as fun.
Last day of the regular season, the OKC Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Denver Nuggets were all tied at 56 and 25.
Please, I'll take
But
your
it
bitch right
was
now. I don't
the
care, bro.
OKC Thunder that would hold the top spot, winning the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Denver Nuggets, finishing at 57-25. The
They went for that blowout win. Niggas won by 50
just last season when they finished 40-42. I think we all had some pretty.
Damn, they lost in the play-in last year.
They finished 40-42. I think we all had some pretty high expectations for.
Now I can't wait for Shea Post. I don't get one to win the first round,
recovering from
and then
season injury, but I don't think
I don't really care that much because then
they've been near the
I just want
top
to see what he's gonna say after he wins the first round or MVP. You don't have a tough ass caption for that.
A top 5 most improved candidate in Jalen Williams. They'll have these.
Now they got a stacked ass team, low key.
Chet Holmgren, probably the second.
This is a 2011-2012 Thunder all over again.
In Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which I think at this point has an incredible case for MVP in his own, with the Thunder getting that 1 seed.
Bro,
but to make this,
I feel like Luka gonna take the MVP though.
Youngest team team by average
24
age to
years of
secure the
age.
#1 seed in their conference in NBA
Shit,
history.
crazy.
But wait, I'm not done.
In one of the toughest
They
conferences.
have a stockpile of draft picks for the future.
Yeah, they got like
awaiting them,
38.
including the 12th overall pick in the upcoming lottery
What
from
the
the Houston
fuck?
Rockets. If you're an OKC fan, you have to be over the moon.
Bro, they
Your
gotta
team
win a chip,
is
bro. There's no
loaded
way.
for the
They
indefinite.
got everything.
That's
Unless
what the
somebody just
playoffs
gets like
this
a
season, they
crazy
await the
injury, then
winner of
bro,
the
they got
8 seed
everything for the
play-in
next 5
game
years.
that takes place on Friday, and it could be any of the Western Conference play-in teams: the New Orleans Pelicans, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Sacramento Kings, and the Warriors. The way it works is the Warriors and the Kings will play the 9-10 game for a chance
Warriors
to
at
play
Kings
in that 8 seed
tonight
game
at
that
9.
takes place on Friday. Meanwhile, on Tuesday night, the Pelicans and Lakers will play for the 7 seed with a loser getting bumped to the
Bro, but like,
Friday.
what would you rather do, right? Because I was actually seeing this shit on Instagram, right? If you're the Lakers or the Pelicans, what would you rather do? Like, lose this game so you don't gotta go against the Thunder in the first round. I mean, against the Nuggets, and then you go against the Thunder, and you beat the next team. But then I feel like it's too risky. Like, you might as well just get in the playoffs, bro. Fuck it, whoever you play, just play whoever and do your best, bro. Because you could gamble and then go to the second playing game, and then if you lose, like, you're out of the playoffs. Like, you're gonna be out of the playoffs regardless. But if you do win, things do go in your favor, I guess. Like, it makes sense because then you'll play the Thunder. And I think I got the Lakers over the Thunder any day, bro. The Thunder are not that experienced.
Game. The
But
Thunder play the winner of that
it's tough,
Friday
bro.
game, and if I am a Thunder fan, I'm hoping for the Lakers to beat the Pelicans on Tuesday night. For
Shit,
most teams, the
tough.
Pelicans are a scary matchup as a 7-8 seed, but the Thunder are 1-3 versus the Lakers this year, with that one win coming all the way back in November. Chet Holmgren has been
God
incredible
damn.
on the defensive end this year.
So you
but I
can't
think
fuck
he's
with
too
AD,
small
like,
for
Chet, like,
Anthony
come on, bro.
Davis.
Too
Plus, they
little.
don't have anyone with enough lanky size to guard LeBron. Their best perimeter defender, Lou Dort, is only just 6'4", which means they'll
Yeah,
probably
imagine that.
put
It's
Jalen
too little
Williams
for
on him.
LeBron. He's
I'm
like
curious
6'8",
if
right?
Josh Giddey is going to get played off the floor in any of these playoff series. He can't shoot. My guess is guys like Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins are going to get more run than Josh Giddey in the playoffs here.
I mean,
But no matter who the
them niggas
opponent
actually
is,
get
they're
buckets.
going to be favored.
But Josh
in this
Giddey been on a
series.
run lately.
As a Thunder
I saw him,
fan,
he had
I
like a
wouldn't be
triple-double
too
last time I
concerned
watched the
about
Thunder.
it, but there is just something about getting that first playoff series win out of the way and then focusing on a deep run potentially to the finals.
Yeah,
Last thing on the
hey, low
Thunder,
key, I
I
do
just
want to
want
see
go,
the
if
Shea win his
SGA
first
got the
round,
1
so
seed,
I don't want
he
to go
should
against
be
the
MVP.
Lakers first.
Dude averaged
Because then the Lakers would just
36
smack them out the first round.
5.5 plus 2 steals a game on 63.6 true shooting, and he beat out Jokic, albeit by a tiebreaker. He beat out Jokic in the Western Conference. I don't know, man. The MVP race this year is just absolutely ludicrous.
Nah, I think Luka might just win it because
any of the top
He was averaging
guys,
40
even though
points,
Jokic's heavily
like a
favored,
triple-double,
I
or
think it's a
35
lot
points, something like
closer
that.
Of a race.
But then I feel like Shea should get it because he's the
seed in
number one
West,
player.
We just brought him up. The
He's
Denver
the
Nuggets,
youngest,
led by Nikola Jokic, the reigning
and he's the number
NBA
one.
champions.
His
They
team is the
actually
number
won
1
4
seed.
more games this season than they did last season when they were the 1 seed. It just goes to show how tough the West is this year. They will match up against the winner of the 7-8 playing game
Alright,
on
bro.
Tuesday night between the New
Nah,
Orleans
Lakers just gotta
Pelicans
get back,
and
bro.
Los
Fuck
Angeles
that.
Lakers.
Who's
If
gonna
I'm
win?
Denver, give me the Lakers. They're 3-0 versus them
Yo,
this
Shorty,
year.
stop
Jokic
looking, bro. Look
matches
at your
up much
man,
better with
bro.
Anthony Davis than
What
anybody
you doing?
on the Thunder.
Your man right
Plus,
next
the
to you.
Pelicans
Have
are
some
just one
decency.
of those teams that I think could
I
cause
got
some
you, gang.
matchup problems
I
for
got you.
Denver with their small ball they play.
I'm gonna stand up
let's
for
be
you.
honest, the Denver Nuggets are
I just
the
see her
favorites
staring at
to
me
repeat
too much.
as
Like, look at the
champions.
video,
Now
bro.
they
We
have
react
the
to the
best
video
player
together.
in the NBA.
You know?
The roster is very similar from last season's championship team.
Is
Point
it?
guard Jamal Murray has dealt with some injuries again this season, playing just 58 games.
Yo, Jamal Murray is
They
like
are
such
going
like a
to
weird
need
like
him
star.
if they
Like,
want to
I don't know.
be
I don't hear shit about him. I just know that
notch in the
he plays
playoffs.
for the Denver Nuggets, and sometimes
Look at these
he's there,
splits
sometimes he's
from
not.
last
I mean, I don't watch the
season
Nuggets
to
at
the
all.
playoffs, and even back
That
in
is
Buffalo
not-
in
I don't
2020,
know.
he has a reputation of just getting to a different level once a playoff series hits. I also want to point out that Michael Porter Jr. played 81
that boy getting that
games
sleeve
this
in.
season, which is incredible for a guy who has been riddled by injuries since he was 18
How many
years
games
old
he
this
played?
season, which series hits. I also want to point out that Michael Porter Jr. played 81 games this season.
God
which
damn,
is
he only missed
incredible
one
for a
game?
guy who has
And he's
been
number
riddled
one?
by injuries since he was 18
Shit
years old.
crazy.
Second-year players Christian Brown and Peyton Watson are going to be massive.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, them niggas
off
are
the
mad
bench
fun to
in
watch.
all of these playoffs.
Like, look at this nigga just dunked on fucking gold vert.
Second favorites to win.
You getting paid
finals
200
behind the Boston
M's a
Celtics
year
at
to get
plus
fucking dunked on.
165. Bottom line, Denver is the team to beat in the West. We'll see if someone like Oklahoma City, the Minnesota Timberwolves, even maybe the Mavericks or the Suns can do it, but it is going to be a
The Lakers
tall
gonna beat them.
order. At the
Trust.
3 seed, we have the
LeBron get
Minnesota
his get back.
A team that spent a majority
LeBron don't
of the
lose back-to-back to
season
no
as the
nigga.
1 seed. They lost Karl
And no
Anthony
team.
Towns for the last
Especially with
month
somebody that
or
doesn't
so
even
of
like
the regular
basketball.
season. Anthony Edwards has been
Wait, he's back,
incredible.
right?
Anthony Towns for the last spent a majority of the season as the 1 seed. They lost Karl Anthony Towns for the last month or so of the regular season. Anthony Edwards has been incredible. He finishes 7th on the NBA MVP.
But he came back. I saw him play the other day.
He is also someone, if you look at his playoff stats, rises in the playoffs. He averaged 31.5 points per game in that 1-8 Denver Nuggets
That's
series
baby MJ.
last year. They lost in 5, but they did not have Naz Reid or Jaden McDaniels. Minnesota is going to come into this playoffs full strength. Cat is back. Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year. He's in tip-top
That's
shape,
crazy
as
they
good
got
as
it.
ever.
Like,
Naz
how is he
Reid
the defensive player of the
probably going to
year?
win 6th man
And
of
Victor
the
Wembanyama
year.
is actually,
Shaquille
like, better
Alexander
than him.
Walker, one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, according to dunksandthrees.com. And of course, a veteran guard in Mike Conley, who shoots over 40% from 3, and Karl Anthony Towns. Problem is,
superstar.
this Timberwolves team, as incredible
Cat be
and
going crazy
historic
when he
of a
wants to.
season it has been, they've never won this many games in franchise history.
Who do
since
they play?
2004 when they won
Oh, the
50
Suns.
with MVP.
Yeah, I think they got that
And
shit.
the
Because
last
who the fuck
couple
does the
weeks
Sun
of
got to
season
guard?
was rough for them. They fell all the way to the 3 seed.
Cat.
Not
I mean,
only
what,
that, with a
they don't really
loss
have nobody
the
to
Phoenix
guard
Suns in their
Durant,
final
but
game, they now match
kinda
up
even.
versus the Phoenix Suns in a 3-6 Western
420.
Conference matchup, and they have not beaten the Phoenix Suns this year.
nah, I ain't gonna lie, they might beat them because Durant gonna be high as fuck that day.
Not once have they been
So,
within 10
Durant's not
points
scoring
in
more
the
than 10
second
points that
half
day.
in any of those games.
He's
You can
enjoying
make
his
the
day
argument
off.
The first game back in November was the second night of a back-to-back. The second game, Karl Anthony Towns was out, and the third game, it was his second game back. You could also make the argument the regular season doesn't really matter in the NBA, that every series is its own chess match. Chris
Yeah, it's
Finch's company
different.
have a week
Everybody
to
comes with a
change their
different vibe.
matchups, change their rotations, and find a way to
Some guys
attack
play
the
more,
Suns
some
team.
guys play
But at the
less.
same time, as
Some
a
guys play the
Timberwolves
whole
fan,
game,
this is by
some guys
far
don't.
the worst matchup we could have drawn in the first round. The Suns play Kevin Durant at the 4. It's super hard for us to play both Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert with that type of lineup. And the Suns' game plan has pretty much just been to make Ant pass the ball and let everyone else beat you, which has worked out well for Phoenix. To make matters worse, let's say you get through a Suns
Damn,
series
but
in
Bradley
6
Beal,
or 7
D-Book,
games,
and
you have
Kevin
the
Durant
Denver
don't,
Nuggets
like,
awaiting you
it's crazy, bro. 'Cause I still got the Celtics winning the championship this year, but it's like, how, bro? Like, there's so many good teams, bro. Like, the
over
Lakers
you.
are
Just
good
an
as hell.
absolute nightmare scenario. for
The
Timberwolves,
Warriors
a
are
team
good.
that led
Well, the
the
Warriors are
Western
mid,
Conference
actually.
in
Nah, never mind.
majority of the season.
The Nuggets are
4 seed,
good.
We have the Los Angeles
The
Clippers.
Clippers.
They were the hottest team in the
Like, bro, the
NBA
Clippers
from
are
November
tough this year.
through early
Even though the
February.
Clippers,
We
like,
even snagged
realistically,
the
they
number
suck.
1 seed on February 6th.
Bro, who the
sitting
fuck is
at
the Clippers
34
fans?
and 14 after starting off 3
But anyways,
unfortunately, they went
they just, like,
17 and 15.
they have a
the
tough
rest
team,
of the
though.
way, finishing 51 and 30 as the 4th
Bro, they always
seed.
have a good
You
record. They just never,
proven
like, do
veteran
nothing in the playoffs.
Playoff performers in Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden. And this may be LA's last chance to really do something with this core. James Harden does not have a contract for next season. Paul George has 1 more year with a player option. And while Kawhi is locked up for a few years to go, each one of these guys is aging into their mid-30s. The X factor for the Clippers,
They're crazy.
obviously Kawhi
Yeah, but
Leonard,
no
their
flus, baby.
superstar. He's missed 8 straight games with right knee inflammation, the same knee he's had multiple injuries on over the past couple years. Kawhi has played the most games this year since 2016.
How many he
The
played?
problem for the Clippers, Kawhi had
68. It's not bad. Then he played 72
played the
games
most
at one
games
point in his
this
life.
year since
9 games in 2017.
Problem for the Clippers the
Sheesh.
past couple seasons in the playoffs has always been, is Kawhi going to be healthy? He missed the entire 2022 playoffs. Last year, he played in just 2 games of that first round Phoenix series. And in
And he
those
got
games,
injured.
he averaged 34.5 points per game on 60% from 3.
That's what I'm saying, but bro, 'cause they healthy, they
Bottom
might
line,
have a
if the
chance.
Clippers want to have a chance
But
versus the 5 seed
bro,
Dallas
the
Mavericks,
Mavericks
who
is
will
crazy.
preview in a
Like,
second, they
Luka
need
just
a
tee
healthy
ups when it
Kawhi
comes to
Leonard.
playoffs.
As a basketball fan, I hope he's healthy. I really do. I want to see a fully healthy.
Then they were
Clippers
1 game
face
away,
off against
like the Mavericks, from
Suns
being
team.
the 4th
Speaking
seed.
of Dallas, they got the 5 seed. They have been the hottest team in the NBA over the past 20-ish or so games, going 16-2 in their last 18, with shockingly the #1 defense in the NBA in efficiency over that span.
They be
That's
going
not
crazy,
yesterday's
bro. I
game where
ain't gonna lie, they
completely
built a
rested
really
everybody
good
on
team
both ends
around
of the
Luka,
floor. The
bro.
moves they made at the trade deadline, shipping out Grant Williams, acquiring Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington may very well have saved their season. It's also massive
facts.
for them.
PJ Washington be turned up, and then Kyrie just loves.
Of the games.
Kyrie and Luka just complement each other too well.
Kyrie and Luka to have more time to gel together, learn how to play together.
Then Derek Lively is tough, bro. He's a good ass rookie.
He is having an absolutely absurd season, averaging 33.9 points per game, 9.8 assists, and 9.2 rebounds.
Like, how can that not get you MVP? But then it's like, Shea's the #1 seed, so he should get the MVP.
1.7 true shooting percentage. Everyone's been so up and down on Dallas this season, but it looks like they're finally figuring it out. And to give them credit, they needed a little time to do so, which they finally have gotten. It is a great time to be a Dallas Mavericks fan. The momentum is there. The spirits are at an all-time high.
Now the chemistry too is crazy.
They can make
everybody fuck with each other on that team.
Potentially challenging the Denver Nuggets.
They got McGee on their team? Wait, they got McGee? Oh no, that's Gafford, I think.
Finals, potentially challenging.
They look kind of similar.
For a spot in the NBA Finals. The 6th seed in the West, the Phoenix Suns. Again, a team that is incredibly scary. They probably have the best offensive trio in the NBA in Devin Booker.
Oh my God, that hezzy was tough. You saw that shit? Even I would have jumped everywhere.
In the NBA. In Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. Unfortunately,
oh my God,
these guys
KD
have been injured here and there throughout the year.
Now, Bradley Beal looking being turned up these past few games.
And the Suns have pretty much
he's trying to make a run for real. Bro, trying to get his title.
Working out. They don't own their own first-round pick until 2030. About 68% of their entire payroll is spent on these 3 players. So even though they are a 6th seed, there is a lot of pressure on Phoenix to perform in these playoffs. Kevin Durant is not getting any younger. He's 35 years old, and a lot of money and future assets are tied up in this team's core. Like I said, hard matchup for the Timberwolves. There's something about the Suns that makes it extremely hard to play. Either way, this should be a fun series. And now we get into the 4 play-in teams in the West. We'll go quickly through these teams because I'll be doing recap videos on the play-in throughout this week before the actual playoffs start. At the 7th seed, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a team that was a 5 seed for a long time in the second half of the season. Brandon Ingram returned for the season finale after missing 12 games with a left knee contusion. A great sign for the Pelicans. They need him if they want to.
He low-key be turned up, but that's what I'm saying. I'm super excited. I do want the Pelicans to low-key be in the playoffs.
Williamson looks like. I have some concerns with
I feel like it's gonna be fun if the Pelicans get in there. Because last year or like 2 years ago, bro, Trey Murphy and Herb Jones were just going crazy. I think they almost beat the Suns. And they were rookies. They
also have the 4th best 3-point percentage in the entire NBA. They don't shoot tons of them, but look for guys like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy to be massive.
Look at what I just said.
In a Pelicans successful playoff run this year. Like we said, they take on the Lakers in the 7-8 play-in game. Winner gets the 7th seed and gets to face the Denver Nuggets. The Pels dropped the season series 1-2. And then, of course, the 8th seed Los Angeles Lakers. This was a team that was looking pretty rough midway through January at 19-21.
Now they teed up.
Could not figure out which lineups would work and what players to play.
They've been turned up since.
Since then, they've went 27-14. LeBron James is playing unbelievably over his last 15
bro,
games.
That shit crazy, bro. This nigga like 55 years old. He's still the best player on his team.
46%.
Like how?
59.8% from the field, averaging 9.5 assists and 7.8 rebounds.
Wait, how much points are LeBron averaging this year? 27.7 points per game. He would have been MVP in 2016.
His best in his career since his
with that stat line.
Season in Miami at 29 years old.
Right? That's what I'm saying. In Miami, he was averaging, look. And then look at this shit. Same, damn near identical, bro. He has a way better 3-point percentage than when he was in Miami.
LeBron is now 39, by the way.
And free throw percentage.
Give me the Lakers over the Pelicans in this one. And briefly, the 9 and 10 seeds. These are 2 teams that have to win against each other in order to have a chance to play for the 8 seed on Thursday. The Kings have struggled this year. Last season, they were the 3 seed, and now they are down at the 10. But if you look, they've only lost 3 more games than last season. That's just how good the West is.
Shit, crazy. You lose 3 more games, and that shit is a whole different.
Huerter for the rest of
Wait, what?
They've lost 2 key role players in Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter for the rest of the regular season. Monk was the odds-on favorite to win 6th Man of the Year this year.
Bro.
One of those guys that can go off.
Nah, they have no Monk. They're not beating the Warriors.
Center DeMontis
So yeah,
put up
and there's no point in even making it to the playoffs at that point if y'all don't have Monk. Cause
rebounds per game.
What? Sabonis and
in triple doubles. Yes, even
and Fox.
They have
Bro,
split the season series versus Golden
that
State.
shit ain't happening.
2-2. But honestly, I think I'm gonna take Golden State in this one. At the 10 seed, the Golden State Warriors. Like
it's gonna
the Lakers,
be
the Warriors also
the Warriors versus the Pelicans, and Pelicans might win that shit.
But then they would finish
Mike, cause I don't know, Warriors be a different like Wardell.
This season,
He different nigga when the playoffs come in.
33 and 25.
I don't think he would want to lose to the Pelicans.
They are 33.
He don't mind losing to the Lakers because, you know,
as much love as
shit's
rookies
scripted.
Brandon Pajemski and Trace Jackson Davis have gotten this season, which don't get me wrong, they've gotten a lot and they deserve all of it.
Oh my God,
Savvy vets, Draymond Green and Chris Paul have been massive to the Warriors' turnaround. I'll take the Warriors in this 9-10 matchup. I just think the Kings are deflated, especially when you lose a guy like Malik Monk. Plus, the Warriors somehow have depth now. Then in the 8-seed game that takes place on Thursday between the Warriors and the Pelicans, give me the New Orleans Pelicans, which would officially set our NBA playoff bracket. I'll give my official predictions for the first round of the NBA playoffs in my final play-in tournament recap video. That does it for the Western Conference. Now let's head over to the East. In the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics have the #1
They run into
seed
the East
with
this year.
64 wins on the season.
I'm
They've been
predicting
far and away
16
the best team in
and
the entire NBA.
yo,
from
what the
start
fuck
to
is going on with my
finish. You gotta
life?
be wondering, when's the last time a team won 64 games in the NBA? And it was the 2021.
Has that shit been like that this whole time?
Phoenix Suns. They also went 64
so weird.
and 18. But before then,
But bro,
it had
I'll predict in the Celtics going
16
16 and
Houston Rockets, who went 65 and 17. They have the league's #1
and
ranked offense
4.
and efficiency
16 and
rating
4.
and the #2 defense.
They'll lose one
giving
game
them
every
a
round.
league-leading net rating of
Or not.
11.
They not. They gonna just
which
lose
is
one
so
game.
far
I mean,
and
they just
away
gonna lose
better
4
than
games.
second place, the Oklahoma City Thunder at +7.3. The Celtics also have the second best three-point percentage in the NBA, but what makes them different than any other team in the top 5 is that they shoot the most attempts per game.
And they got the most depth, bro.
At 42.5.
Them boys got like
insanely impressive.
they got good plays
the
in
starting
everything,
lineup
like
for
the bench,
Celtics is just
the
ridiculous.
starters, everything.
Jason Tatum averaging 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown averaging 23 points per game. Drew Holiday, one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. Derek White, the best glue guy and even better perimeter defender. And Kristaps Porzingis, who's averaging 20 points per game at 7.2.
be going
Then
stupid.
you have guys off the bench like Sam Hauser, who's shooting 6 3-pointers a game.
Sam Hauser is so fun to watch, bro. This thing is really that white boy in the corner that just don't miss.
as well.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Like when you play AAU, 8 a.m.,
38%.
there's always that one nigga that just doesn't miss a fucking shot on the corner every time he touches the rock. That shit going in.
The Golden State Warriors, and last season they would lose in 7 games to the 8-seed Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. If you're a Celtics fan, it's feeling like this is your season. At the 2-seed in the East, we have the New York Knicks, who finished the regular season.
Nah, the Knicks, bro.
50
They really made a
and 32.
comeback,
The Knicks
bro.
season has been a weird one. They started
In
off
4 years, the
made
rebuild
an
has been
incredible
insane.
trade for OG Anunoby from the Toronto
They really rebuilt that
Raptors,
whole
shipping
team
out
from the
Emmanuel
ground up.
Quickley and RJ Barrett, and it went masterfully for them. They were the best team in the NBA in January, but then OG got hurt. But it wasn't just OG. Julius Randle went down as well at a similar time, their second leading scorer at 24 points per game. And last week, it was sadly announced that he would miss the rest of the regular season with that shoulder injury. Thankfully for the Knicks, OG returned on April 5th. They made some other moves at the trade deadline for guys like Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks. But the biggest reason they've been able to sustain
that man right
all
there.
of this bad injury luck is because Jalen Brunson is playing like a borderline MVP. Since OG and Julius Randle,
Bro, this
went
nigga be
down on
going
January
crazy,
29th,
bro. It's
Jalen
like
Brunson is averaging
he's really like the best guard.
5 points per game. 7
Then right next to
assists,
Luka, they were just
40%
together last year.
from the field, 37% from 3, which is good for second in the NBA behind
I'm trying to look at his
Luka
point per game, but I
Doncic.
can't
And
find it.
miraculously, he has been able to keep
Oh, right
pace
there.
for the Knicks, going 21 and 12.
31.5 points per
games.
game.
But an even crazier stat than that is that with OG OG Anunoby in the lineup, the Knicks are a whopping 20-3.
Jeez.
His
OG not playing no games with niggas, and they don't.
Which, if he played enough games, would be second in the NBA behind Nikola Jokic. OG being healthy for this Knicks team, even with Randall out, is massive for a playoff run. They have some other cool pieces.
Nah, but imagine with Randall, they look, you might have a chance to just get really close to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think they will win the game. I don't think they will win the playoffs, but
started to grow into a nice role player, and then
they'll be pretty good.
Vincenzo is a player that you just know is gonna score 30 in one of these games in the playoffs. Josh Hart will do all the dirty work. Mitch Robb is back as a backup center. The only problem I have with the Knicks is who they may be playing in the first round. We'll get into this more later, but the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers are playing in the
Heat versus Knicks.
game.
Low key,
plays the New York
the Heat don't play no games, bro.
The Heat did last year as an 8 seed, making the NBA Finals.
Well, they do every fucking year, bro. The Heat are like different when it comes to the playoffs, bro.
The Knicks play, they're going to have to earn it to make it out.
I hope they play the Sixers. Damn.
At the 3 seed, we have the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't want the Heat to lose though.
Stretch, allowing the Knicks to snag the 2 seed. But what's much worse is that Giannis hurt his calf on April 9th versus the Celtics in a non-contact injury. Thankfully, he avoided an Achilles injury and just strained his calf. However, that was just 5 days ago. The Bucks played their first playoff game in about a week, which means Giannis has about that amount of time to recover from this injury. I think
he'll make it through.
I'm not a doctor. It looks like the reports are he is working around the clock to recover from this left calf strain. The Bucks are 4-5 without him. I'm sorry, they do not stand a chance even in the first round versus the Pacers without Giannis. He was having a historic season, the first ever to average 30, 11, and 6 on incredible efficiency as well.
30, 11, and 6.
I would love to see fully healthy Milwaukee Bucks in the playoffs, and they're gonna need him because they lost the season series to their opponent, the Indiana Pacers. At the 4 seed, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They're gonna lose to the Magic. I don't care.
Injuries this season. On March 8th, they were 41.
They won't get.
22,
I think it's a 6-game series.
48-33, going just 7-11 down the stretch of the regular season, with Donovan Mitchell missing 10 of those games.
13 points, my boy.
Only playing in 11 of 29 since the All-Star break. In those games, they are just 12-16. Big man
team up with Brunson.
Has missed 33 games this season, with Darius Garland, their point guard, missing 23 as well. When Mitchell, Mobley, and Garland are at full strength, this team is one of the best defenses in the league. And in 29 games,
yo, Mobley is only one of the best perimeter. I mean,
they have the 7th best defensive.
What is it called when you do defender down low? He's pretty good at that.
The Orlando Magic.
Even though I don't watch the Cavs, or like who the hell watches the Cavs after LeBron left? You gotta be kind of weird. But if you do, I don't even know, bro.
Who now has a chance in
you gotta be from Ohio, I guess.
Playoff debut to ascend to rising star status. You have Jalen
Paulo,
Suggs, the 5th overall pick from 2021.
Wasn't Paulo All-Star this year?
Lockdown defender. I'm excited to see him in the playoffs. Every team needs a Jalen Suggs.
No, that boy is balding.
Lastly, their X factor, Jonathan Isaac. He has been riddled by injuries in his career, but this season he is the best defender on dunksandthrees.com in defensive EPM. These guys split their season series 2-2. It's gonna be a fun one. At the 6th seed, the Indiana Pacers. We mentioned them earlier. They're facing the Milwaukee Bucks with or without Giannis. The Pacers made a huge acquisition at the trade deadline this year.
They got Siakam,
star wing from the Raptors, Pascal
Siakam.
The path to success for this Pacers team is going to be to outscore everybody. They have the 2nd best offense in the NBA in offensive rating and the 24th ranked defense. On March 9th,
yeah, I seen them like score 157 the other day.
Benedict Mathurin was announced out for the season with a shoulder injury. They're going to miss him in the playoffs. But the story of this team is 23-year-old point guard Tyrese Halliburton. He's averaging 20 points per game and 10.9 assists. He was pretty much a lock for all NBA up until injuring his hamstring on January 8th, where he would then miss 10 of 11 games. Up until that,
now grown-ass man getting picked up by other grown man is crazy.
Per game, shooting 8.4.
Get in a wheelchair or something.
40% of them, while averaging 12.
What's his assists?
Since returning from
Couldn't see
that
shit.
injury until the
Oh,
end of the
9.3.
regular season, he only averaged 16.8 points per game, shot 32.4%.
Damn, that boy low-key falling off.
On 7 attempts per game. And
Low-key, after that,
the
in-season tourney,
People
he
like
low-key
to say
fell off.
that Tyrese just had
Low-key,
a hot
but he might
November
make a comeback. I don't
December,
know.
But I truly believe this injury to his hamstring is still bothering him. If the Pacers can get that Tyrese pre-hamstring injury in the playoffs, I think they can make a run. But without it, I just don't see how they do.
I see them losing in
outside
4 to the
of
Bucks.
beating
Not even gonna lie
the
to you.
Giannis Bucks team.
5
That
to
brings
be
us
like,
the play-in
just
teams for
being
the
nice.
East. We will briefly go through them as we will be recapping them on Thursday.
Say shit,
First
say
off,
shit.
the 3 seed. When reigning MVP Joel Embiid tore his meniscus, he is officially back. And this is why if you're the Knicks, you much rather have been the 3 seed or the 4 seed. You still get home court, but do not have to play a Sixers team that looked like one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference prior to Embiid's
Man,
injury.
whoever they
The
get is
Sixers
gonna be
play the
tough.
Heat Wednesday night, with the winner getting the 7 seed. The 8 seed Miami Heat are in almost the exact position they were last
But they're in the
year. They
AFC
would
every
lose
year,
the
bro.
7-8
Miami,
game
like,
to
what the fuck
Hawks
be happening,
and
bro?
then beat the Chicago
They were like
Bulls,
4th last
upset
time I
the
watched.
1 seed Bucks, and make it all the way to the NBA Finals in 2022.
That was
They
nasty.
would make the Eastern Conference Finals. This team knows how to play in the playoffs. Although Jimmy Butler is experiencing a little bit of an efficiency dip over the regular season, we know the type of player he turns into in the playoffs. And fortunately for the Heat, even if they lose to the Sixers in the 7-8 game, the 9 and 10 teams are
Nah,
the
shit,
Chicago
bro.
Bulls
Watching Jimmy in the
and
playoffs is
Hawks.
different. I gotta go to the
Both
Heat game
teams
this
7 to
year.
8 games under 500. They should win that game if
Say what?
the Atlanta Hawks. Both teams 7 to 8 games under 500. They should win that.
He said
game
7 to 8
if
games
nothing
under
else.
500. That's
I do have
different.
the Sixers defeating the
I just
Heat
bit my
in the
tongue.
7-8 game, and the Heat defeating anything else.
Wait,
I
you
do
said
have
what?
the
Sixers and then
the
Hawks?
Sixers defeating the Heat in the 7-8 game, and the Heat defeating
No, I think the Heat gonna
Hawks
beat the
in
Sixers, but
9-10, which means
yeah,
Jimmy Butler
he ain't beating
will
the
have
Hawks.
to do the impossible, defeat the 64 win
And be the
Boston
AFC seed
Celtics
again
in the
for
first
another
round.
year.
That does it for this recap video, guys.
It's like the Heat
Sorry
love the
I was a
play-in.
little brief towards
Every
the
year
end
they're
of
in the
here. We're
play-in.
getting to
I hope you guys like and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bro, yo, shorty, the video is over, bro. Stop looking at me.